Woo! Here we go. We're back. Back in the building. Back again. It's good to see everybody. It's good to be back here again. This is one of my favorite times in the week that I get to, be myself, be creative, and just really connect, things that I will be, rattling in my brain. I feel so thankful that I'm able to do and, able to pour out. That's a better word. I'm able to pour out onto you guys. I don't need my glasses for this, but yeah, that's why I love this. I love this part. So I'm just gonna wait for more and more people to come, because I feel today's session, as all the other sessions, is gonna be fantastic. I hope everyone's had a fantastic week. I don't know about anyone else, but for me, February has gone exceptionally fast. Like, I am very shocked that it's almost the 19th. Is it 19th? Okay, so it's 17th. So I can't believe it's almost the 18th day in February. And if I could recollect, February started last week. What was it? Oh snap! It started the week before. My God, it is moving so fast. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone for coming. And we're about to get it in, really. So last week I touched on LinkedIn, and for those of you who haven't seen any of my content and material, please do go and look at it. It is there for you. So yeah, please go check it out. And last week I was basically demonstrating exactly how you win on LinkedIn. I was showing you about, how to connect with employers, how to use that, how to message them, how to really draw on different things. So by all means, please do go and look at that video, because I feel like it's really good content, and it's relevant to what is happening right now in the current recruitment market. So please do check that. So before we get into Indeed, I really wanted to really speak on patience. I think it's a really common term that's used, but a lot of people don't necessarily understand patience. Especially my demographic, 18 to 24-year-olds, everything is about now. We have platforms like LinkedIn, even, like YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see loads of different things, and everyone's having a really good time, and everything seems perfect, and everything seems like it was now. And to be honest with you, nothing really happens that way. And I just wanted to just bring this out. I'm sure, my daughter will not really be too happy that I'm using her bricks, but it's just an analogy, just to really demonstrate how I look at things. This is even perfect. How I look at things. So this is some of our brick toys, and I was literally contemplating like the journey of anything. So the journey of you applying for work, or applying for, a position, or, you wanted to move career. Everything has a journey. And, when I think about this analogy I'm going to show you, for me, it's what I call absolute truth. And what I mean by absolute truth is that absolute truth to me is consistent. You'll find it in everything, and you'll see it in everything, like absolutely everything. Like it's not something that can be seen there and it's different over there. Like, it's complete consistency. And I am someone who subscribes to the thought that everything has its time. So my analogy is, for this scenario, is building a wall. And my question I pose to you is, how do you build a wall? Don't worry, not all at once now. I'm playing. So how you build a wall? One brick at a time. And then eventually you'll see it will start to build. And before you know it, just a little analogy, you're going to have more than just one brick. It's going to become eventually a wall. And what I was basically using this analogy is that we can't always expect things to happen like this. In fact, we should never expect anything to happen that way because it's not an absolute truth. You think of anything that you have. You think of a child that you have. You didn't have the child one minute, go to sleep, wake up, and the child is an adult. No, you didn't. It takes time and it goes through stages. It goes through, even having a plant. If you put a plant in soil, it's not going to become a full tree or full flower or whatever, full plant or whatever it is. Everything has its time. In the same way, this is the exact same thing. If you are applying for work, if you are looking for that next jump in your career, it's one brick at a time. Don't rush the process. You can't rush the process. You can't. You just have to focus on laying that brick, that one brick, this one brick every day, or that plant, you water it every day. And over a period of time, you will then see the growth and you will then reach the success that you want to achieve. I think one of the best things about patience is that it's going to nurture you and home in different skills and more or less kind of show you a mirror of yourself. And I think that patience is a big part of success. I think without patience, it's impossible to have success because if you're expecting that moment, the reverse will happen instantly. If you look at that, it will go just as quick. Anything that's worth having, anything that's of great value takes an immense effort, immense amount of effort and time. So that's what I would say. So if you are feeling frustrated, if you are feeling like giving up, don't give up. Be encouraged, and let's get into Indeed. So here we go. Now we're going to share the screen. Yes, share the screen. Thank you so much. Fantastic. I'm hoping that it's doing it. I don't know if it's doing it. Let's do that. I think that one's better. Indeed. Let's see if it's doing it. All right. Fantastic. It's running a little bit slower today. I don't know why. And I'm hoping everyone can see. Okay. I'm hoping everyone can see it. That's it. One brick at a time. So yes, this is Indeed. Now, this Indeed is very different to LinkedIn, as this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest job board in the world. Now, what makes this one very different to LinkedIn is obviously this just posts jobs. Indeed is obviously a lot more interactive, it's a lot more social, and I think it's a lot more personal. Where this is where it's quite binary, I feel. But it has improved the interface for the user, which is yourself. And I'm going to basically highlight how you can really, use it to your benefit. I think one of the biggest things which is really good about Indeed, and it's one of the biggest improvements, is this one, reviews. Now, with the reviews, you can search almost any company and then you will find multiple reviews of whatever company you're looking for. I mean, I can go and probably look at one of my old companies that I used to work for, Global Data. let's see what it's let's see what comes up. Okay, so you can see it here. Especially if you're interviewing and anything, this is fantastic, because you're kind of going in there with, I guess, armory that you can actually pose and ask certain questions. So yeah, so really do use this as a way of generating questions and kind of finding out more about the culture of the company. And when I mean by culture basically is the day-to-day runnings of how the kind of business works and how the people kind of flow and feel into that working environment. So, I guess you'll kind of see fun job at first. Wow. You can see obviously there's quite a range, highly stressful sales environment. Yeah, it's a tough place to work. But yeah, you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff that's going on there, and obviously that could be of great use to you. Also, another thing that I think that's really good is it's just here. That's silly. Oh, you can only see me right now. Okay, my apologies. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why it's not doing it. Okay, that's why. I get it. Okay, my apologies, guys. I didn't click something, and that's what led to the issue. So let me just track back a little bit. So Indeed is, again, the biggest job board in the world. And what I was basically showing was the company reviews, which is just up here. Now, this thing here is key in terms of understanding company culture, which I just spoke about. So I went to a company that I was part of before I set up this company, and it was Global Data. So again, here is a fantastic way for you to understand what the company does. But it's this reviews here, which I think is fantastic, because you're actually getting real life experience from, I guess, not just from people who've worked there, but I guess because this is a massive business intelligence conglomerate, this is reviews from people who are, in New York. Obviously, there's the dates as well. So, obviously, I believe you can filter this accordingly. But it's a really fantastic tool. So, do use it, especially when it comes to armoring yourself when you're going into the interview process, which is really good. Another one that I think is also really good is define salaries. Now this is really good because you're going to be able to find out where exactly are the specific roles that you're going for, how much is the average salary, and then I guess you can find out, when you are kind of in that discussion with the employer or the hiring manager, you can find out, how much more you can add on in terms of, you may have a skill set that's outside the average salary. And obviously this goes across almost all industries. So, you can really use that to your advantage, especially when it comes to negotiating a salary. I'm just clicking on support worker here, and just seeing kind of what kind of comes up. Okay, so obviously, again, this is going to be based on figures in the UK. If you are viewing this, in another part of the world, you can change it to accommodate where you are, as you can see here. But it's all the cities in the UK, and it's okay, and it's obviously showing you other roles around it, which is again really good. So if you are in a particular sector and you want to move on to another role that potentially has more earning capabilities, such as a youth worker, that you can then, go into that, which again is really, really, really good. So please do take use of that. I think what's really good, again, which you want to do is you want to create a profile. I think with all of these job portals, what's really good is obviously they'll be able to send over things to you that will help you to generate the right jobs into your emails. So it saves you time, I guess, trying to source jobs when they can send it straight to you. So if you haven't set up an account, I would say please do. As you can see here, there are email preferences. There are email preferences as well. So for me, obviously, I've always been doing business development or business development executive roles. So they will be sending that to my email address. So let's get into the nitty gritty, which is define jobs, which is its main purpose, its main function. So let's get it in. So I'll look at business development manager. Another good thing as well that's really, really good here is you can narrow down your searches. I don't believe, if I recall, that you can do that on LinkedIn. But don't take my word for it. But I know that with Indeed, you can narrow down your searches to like your own area. So if I wanted to put in, I don't know, let's say West London, I could do that and it will, let's see what it comes up. And so now we have all of these roles that are coming up. And as you can see, it's some really, really, really good stuff here. So let's see this role. This one looks like a good role. Let me just, thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, you're able to look at this, and you're able to see what this company is all about. It's a world leader in production of premium domestic and commercial appliances, best home appliances. Okay, so they sell home appliances or premium home appliances, and I wonder what this world would endure. Okay, so you provide professional, commercial business partnering, sales management, and training of specific high value and high opportunity kitchen studios, electrical retailers. Okay. So just so I don't want to read through the whole thing. But basically, this role is I will be, if I was to go for this role, I'll be potentially selling, electrical appliances, kitchen studios to electric retailers. So that could be anything from Currys, independent ones, and things like that. And I'm assuming some customers as well. Obviously, they're taking me to the website, and that's another really big thing that I've seen just as a trend. So that if you wanted to do something a little bit different, a lot of the businesses now they're using their own platforms to hire. So whereas before they'll use job boards like so and so and so, they're now redirecting people to go back to their website. So if you are looking for searches, again, Google would really be a big help. Okay, so so you can see here they've got a bunch of codes here. So these are postcodes. So potentially this role would be Pattern London, which is across London. And obviously that's represented in the salary as well. I wonder if they do car stuff as well. But yeah, again, that's the kind of stuff that you want to look at. You want to go onto their website. You're able to see kind of more of the stuff that they're doing. Okay, so this is another platform. So they're using this recruitment company, Networks recruitment.com, and they're using that as an interface between you and the candidate. That's what they're using. But if you definitely wanted to go for like a role like this, again, this is something that's really, really easy. You want to use that. That's very, very key. That is what you want to put into your CV, into your cover letter, if you need to do it. And that's what's gonna definitely get you the role. An overview, again, you kind of have more of an understanding, and through the overview, this is the kind of stuff that you want to put into, you know, the what is the word I'm looking for? Into your duties, or you could say achievements. I want to say duties because that's what you don't want to put in your CV. You want to put achievements. You want to put this part into your achievements in your CV. So your work history and then your achievements for every work history, that's what you want to put in. I am going to do a video on the CV and how you should optimize your CV, but this is the part you want to put in that. And then at this part, you want to put this in your skills and in your profile at the top. So you want to try and condense it, and you want to use some keywords, you know, things again like long-term objectives, and sound a business plan to achieve set. So again, this is a really good one. Achieve set performance targets. You know, you can really make that really dynamic into your CV, in your profile. So again, that's going to be of good use to you. You can then go to another one. Okay, that's really odd. Okay, this is an interesting one. Seems really simple. As everyone's obviously heard of BMW. Oh, in fact, let's just go back to that one I was on before, because we can actually do what it is I said what I said earlier, which is review. Let's just see the review of this company, and it'll tell you more on it and what's actually happening with the company and what is taking place within the company, more importantly, especially if you're gonna spend your time working there. Reviews. So again, it's great tool. Okay, so a former employee, manager, really tell about the benefits. They really take care of you. Again, that's really, really good. It's up to date because it was just last week or 2 weeks ago. You know, another one, 4.0. You can see it's averaging 4.1 as well. Okay, so obviously we have one mishaps here, but generally it seems like quite a good company to work for just based on their reviews. But this is me just basically showing you how you should use it when you are applying for work. And what we were just looking at another one quickly. BMW. This is obviously, we know what BMW are, famous automotive company. They sell cars and they do some other stuff as well. And again, they're taking me onto their website. Let's look. Let's do the same. Look at their website. Nope. We'll go to company reviews as well. It's taking me to, okay, it's taking me to their, okay. Access denied. Maybe the job role has been filled up, which is why it's doing that. It is BMW. Okay, so they've had quite a few reviews. And obviously you can search the area to London. 10 reviews here. If you can find the one for Croydon, which is really good, that would be fantastic. But if you can't, then obviously you look at Greater London, and it's telling you things. It's not as up to date as you know, as I would like, but it's okay. And obviously that's just there for you. So that's a basic overview of LinkedIn and how you can use it. Again, this is a lot more. It's a lot more direct. in the sense of actually applying for work. I don't think it's as direct as LinkedIn. I'm pro LinkedIn because you can see people's faces and it feels more people to people. And this is more based around AI, and there are algorithms within Indeed, and I probably will go over that next week. So this is a good introductory to Indeed, and next week I will probably talk more about the algorithms and how you can, I guess, bypass that. I think that would be a good topic to really talk about, because this one, Total Jobs, Read, they will all have the same kind of process where it's going to go through a software, and that software will filter the right applicants for specific roles. So that's where I will draw this part to a close, and I open up the floor to questions. Please do ask me anything in regards to any kind of challenges you may be facing in regards to work, in regards to I guess anything you're kind of stuck on, and I will give you any advice that kind of springs to mind on how to tackle it. So hit me. Not all at one time now. But yeah, if there is any questions, do let me know. I know that last time there were people asking me questions via the comments, and I did see it late, so I'm hoping that everything is working effectively. Yeah, I hope everyone likes the new studio as well. I did mention it last week, but yeah, just had to improve it, and I hope it is, and it appears a lot better than it has been in previous posts. So yeah, excuse me. Alrighty. All right. Okay, fantastic. Yes. So Peter just put up, so everyone can see, struggle to use the correct language or terminology when doing my CV. The best advice. That's actually a really good question. Now, the best advice that I would say in regards to that question, I'll just leave it up, to be honest. The best advice is when you are trying to, apply for certain roles, I will always say use the job description that's for that role and try to mirror that. Try and mirror how they're wording it, because that's generally going to give you an idea of also the feel of the company, but also the kind of level of the role as well is the terminology they use to how they attract that candidate. So I would try and use some of the words and try and mirror and reconstruct the same sentences, and that's kind of how I would then just mirror that. Like, okay, I've seen how they've constructed that. Let me take that and then reconstruct it back to them. And I think that's probably the best way to kind of construct that sentence. I think it's really, really good to do it that way. That's probably the easiest way to do it. And obviously, as you continue to do it, you may not do it perfectly the first time, but after a period of time, you're gonna really, really get strong and really get really good at it. So that's what I would say in regards to that. But thanks for that, Peter. Oh snap! Wow, fantastic. So for LinkedIn profile, how much information should I put in? Every job I've had, or only selective? For LinkedIn, I would say it's really difficult. It's a really difficult one because I think when you're using LinkedIn, I think it's kind of good to be not like one-dimensional, but it's good to have almost like an area that you have on lock. I think when you have that area on lock, it allows you to really really home in your profile to that exact role. Whereas I think if you've done like multiple different things, it's kind of hard to be a specialist. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I think you can be and do anything. It's just how you do it. So again, it depends on the role. If you've done like if your role is just as a creative, then you can put various different things you've done within the creative world. But if you've done like something in the creative world where you're a copywriter, or you're an art, or you've done like artwork, or art director, and then you're doing sales and you're doing a business development manager, and you're trying to apply for the two roles, it becomes quite difficult, I feel, in terms of like if someone's trying to source you, it kind of becomes quite difficult. So that's kind of what I would say. You don't have to put a job. I just think the best thing to do is to list the best ones with the best achievements. The best achievements, list those ones, and really, really bring that home, and you'll be able to stand out a lot if you do it that way. So that's what I would say. List the achievements, starting with obviously the most recent one, really go to home with it, and then obviously come like a triangle. But obviously you don't have to put every single job. No, you don't have to do that. You want to make it short and concise so that a person can get to know exactly what it is you do, what you're capable of, and able to go through the necessary steps. And I hope that answers that question. Let's see this one from Rose. Okay. Is it better to use LinkedIn job search, or should you use both? I would use both. I would use both. I think the best thing to do is to use both. They are both there for your at your disposal. So there's no harm in using both. Obviously your time's gonna be split. So obviously utilize your time effectively. And obviously I did mention in the first video that I said that it's always going to be quantity over quality every day. If you try to send the same CV to every single job role that you're going to do, you're going to get a really, really bad return. However, if you put the time in and you put the quality in catering that CV, to modifying that CV to every single application, you're going to get a much better return. So quality over quantity every day. Also on top of that, I think with Indeed, very similar to what I was demonstrating, is obviously you can see the role that they're doing, but then you can also go, I'm going to kind of go gun ho on this, so I can just demonstrate it to you quickly. Yep. So I can show it to you. So for example, business development manager, fantastic. So you can go Indeed. Sorry, what am I talking about? Indeed. LinkedIn. And this is where I feel again like things really can really come to life. Especially using this platform, BMW. Let's see, Group UK. Let's see, Group UK. The retail jobs. So yeah, you want to come here. This is fantastic. It's saying 3 people. There are 3 employees. There's obviously not 3 employees that work here. But what's fantastic is, okay, no, that's not good. So you want to go to the other one. So the other one that I saw up here, BMW Group UK. This one. This is one you want to go to. And here, as you can see, the 730 people, which is correct. You're then able to go, I don't know, HR manager. Obviously, this is a really large firm, so there's going to be loads of people. So in regards to UK recruitment specialist, this is the person you could get in contact with. Not that person. Not that person. That's an interesting person to speak with. But I'm sure everyone now kind of catches my drift about the joys of BMW. LinkedIn, because now there's actually a name now you can go to, because this is the person who deals with, as what I've seen here, this is the person that deals with recruitment within for BMW, Sharon Limer. Now you can actually go into this woman's profile. You can see what it is that she's doing. You can see what her role is. So I can go and see what her role is. Creating and delivering a recruitment strategy in line for the UK group. So this is basically the woman who is in charge of everything in regards to their strategy of how they're gathering talent for BMW. This woman is in charge. So this is the woman you would want to get in contact with if you were going for that role. And this is the great thing about LinkedIn is you get to speak with, that particular person. So I hope that answers that question. I did really go in, but I just wanted to demonstrate how beneficial using both can really be. Is there any more questions? Fantastic. It's good to see so many people. It's really good. So yeah, if there aren't any more questions, then I will call it to a halt there. But I'm really excited for next week to really be discussing the algorithms, because I think a lot of people that's where they'll be struggling the most, is beating the AI. And I'm going to do my due diligence, and I'll be able to demonstrate and showcase that to you next week. But if there aren't any more questions, then here is where I say good night. Thank you all for attending, and I wish you all a great week. And yeah, I shall see you all next week. Good night and God bless. Take care. Bye. Woo!